Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this session you are going to master one of the most powerful concept in programming Python classes. So by end of this session you will be able to create a class. You will also creating objects and knowing what is the attribute, what is the methods, and what is the privacy, the constructor and multiple attributes behaviors, and also the default parameters, and also the attributes. So if you found this helpful, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video. And of course, if you have any question, just drop it down in the comment below. So we will cover this, and I'm quite sure that I will give you my experience in the for the last, let's say, 15 years. So, but I'm also I will try to make it really simple for you. So, just defining the class, because we already covered this, the class, but I would like to, let's see, recap it for, let's see, just to make understand everything is clear. And a class is, let's see, for instance, a cookie cutter. And consider this as a class, which is as, let's say, as a template. And each cookie, which is object, is made from this template. And for example, same shape, different decoration, for instance, same structure and different data. And for instance, in programming, a class is a template that defines the structure and behavior, and the object a specific instance created from that template. So never mind, we will just go step by step, but this is, let's see, a definition. And a real example, for instance, when you see Instagram user class, each user has a specific class. Let's use called a specific profile, and maybe a car. It has also a specific class, and it might be, let's say, Volkswagen or any type of model of the class of the car. And each car has each its specific, let's say, attributes and also behavior. For instance, it's really fast. It's really I don't know. There's several characters, actions, and also maybe a dog class. It's also it could be so anything has attributes and it has some actions to do. It's, let's say, considered as a class. So we're starting now with the simple class possible. So this is, let's see how we need to start to defining a class in Python. So to define a class is you have to add class, and let's consider a dog as a class. And you can see here, this is my class. And defining a class, it's super easy in Python. You have to write this as, I mean, keyword class, then the class name, which is in this case dog. Then you need this point and double points and pass. This, let's say, empty class. It has nothing to with which is has no activities, no attributes, nothing. This is only a default class, empty class. And to create an object from this class, you have to do, let's say we need to d1, for instance. It's equal to, and by this step here, I have created an object. And let's say printing somehow print, uh, let's say print that object type. So you can see type, and we can see d1. Let's see, just remove this space. And you can see here, when I print, it's printing a class mean a dog. It's now an object from the dog class. I think this one here, it's clear. This is how to define a class, and how to create an object from this class. So as I said in the beginning, the class, it has attributes and also actions, or let's say methods. For instance, Stock has attributes like name, color, size, I don't know. and the actions, let's see, is walk, uh, eat, and etc. This is, let's see, an action. I'm just trying to make it really simple, and in the really upcoming videos I will try to make an a complete, let's see, image processing class that we have seen. If you just remember, we have seen here in functions. Hopefully this is already covered here. Oh yeah, here in this project here, I will try now in the next videos to make it in a class and show you how to organize this stuff. Okay, now let's adding our first method. So what is the method? The method is somehow anything that doing something, right? And it's a function inside this class. So let's see how to create an object and class. So we will just duplicate the code. It's fine, I think, just to make everything clear. And I can define the function is just defined with this def, and I can see bug. And I have to add this self, self, this word, and right click, for instance here, and not right click, and here you need to add what is the function is doing. For instance, let's see, return and a string which is, oh, makes sense, huh? Okay, now this is, let's see, we have created one method which is bark, and to create an object from this, which it would be the same as we have done t. So as you can see, when I create object, it should be out of this scope, otherwise we have to create another cell. And let's see, for instance here, d1 is equal dog. This is the d1. Oh yeah, here's the space. Okay, because the indentation in Python, it's sensitive. And now let's see, I have to print to doc1 d1 dot back, and because this returning something, let's see a word, I can see sound is equal back, and let's see creating another object, or maybe, yeah, let's see, fine, another object with, let's see, d2, doc2, and here if you can see, I have the sound. Oh, let's see, just print the same. We can see print. Okay, and if, let's see, we have took one is, sorry, it's d1 dot back, just like this. And we can also print the second one. We can also save it in a variable if you would like, and two. And you can see here when I run this, I have, yeah, forget this because it's a function. Yeah, of course. So now you can see it took one, copy paste. It's somehow. So and you can see here it took one and took two woof woof. And one maybe hint. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's not needed, but it might be coming in. It might be in a one interview. What is the self? And self, it's nothing. Let me just wait a minute. Yeah, sorry. Now you can see we have defined the function inside this class, and this function has to have self. And what is the self? Self is, let's see, refer to the specific object, And because we have creating several objects, this self is referring to which object I'm using this, let's say, data. And to call this function, to call this function here, I have to use the object that I have created, then with the function, then dot, and the function name that I would like to use. Now, one hint, maybe for instance, as I said in the beginning, self. What is self? Self, it's not, let's say, a keyword, and of course you can add here your, let's say, like yours, maybe, yeah, your. So this, would you think it should work? Of course it should work, because self, it's not a keyword. It just somehow refer to the specific object, and you can use whatever you want. But keep in mind that all the developers, I haven't seen anything that using somehow a different word instead of self. So just try to keep it self. But this is just information for you. Now let's go here and try to make, let's see, give our object memory. What is the memory? It's like ability to store information. And let's see, I'll just copy this. Just copy this one here. As I said in the beginning, I will just duplicate the code, so I just build it step by step. So here I have created this. Uh, what's it that? This function here, and let's see. I need somehow set name. I mean, before initializing, there's also a constructor here, which is let's see, main step in any class I will see. But before going to the constructor, I will just see define the function set name, and here name, and you can see here self dot name is equal name. Yeah, see, I have forgot this to add. So it's a good hint. So every function in this has to have self. Otherwise, it will not be able to use any of these of the class members or functions. So let's see, we have this one here, and let's see, defined another function def. Uh, let's see, introduce. Intro, introduce. Let's see, just like this. And we have also to add self. And here we need to, let's see, print if, let's see, hi. Then we need to add here self dot name. Okay, now let's see, using this functions, and I have created one object, I mean two objects, and now I need to give it a name. For instance, d1 dot set name. Let's call this as Bobby, and the second one should be two. Okay, I don't know what is the name should be. Yo yo. And now if you see, I can just get the name, or let's see, maybe introduce. So if I see d1 dot uh, introduce, and also d2 And you can see when, let me just here this will create one object, to create object d1 and d2. And now I would like to use the set name to set the dog name, for instance the object name of this object. It will be Booby, and the second one Yo-Yo. And if I see print, I mean d1 dot introduce, it will print hi. Hi Booby and hi Yo-Yo. And the attributes here is a variable that stores the data of the object. So this is the data that will be saved. Let's say represent the object itself. And why we have added self, because if I would like to use it in any function, as you can see here, for instance, this is a function, and I can see it. I have used it here. I have to add self. If I haven't added self, it will say it's not defined. Also, if you would like to use a function inside of this function, for instance, let me just add it here. See, if, for instance, I would like to call this function, but it's not correct. So I have to add self dot introduce. That's it. So you, but please keep in mind that the self it's needed, and as I said in the beginning, you can change self to whatever you want, but all developers just use self. So now let's move to the important, let's see, step, which is constructor or initialization. So instead of setting attributes after creation, let's do them during the creation. So as you can see here, I have changed the name. I have set the name after the creation of the class. So constructor here, or let's see init function, it's used to initialize these values during the creation. So there's no need to have it this, I mean after the creation. But let's see how to do it. I will just create also this. Okay. I will just copy this and remove the set name. But for now we will have some errors. So now how to define the initialization? Let's see this the constructor. So you have to add init and see it's autocomplete. And here I have to, let's see, pass. So I said during the creation, I would like to have to give the dog a name. So I have to create here name, attribute name. And this one I have to see self dot name is equal name. This, for instance, this is a variable, and you can change it whatever you want, but try to make it consistent. Name, it's equal name. Okay, now if you see, we have assigned a name when we create the object. I will just show you how to create it. So let's see, d1 is equal dog. Oops, sorry, I have clicked dog, and here I have to add the name. Let's see, booby, booby, and now if I just remove dog, take up parameters, class, define. What's the problem here? Ah, yeah. Okay. See, I have defined the object inside the class. So this is bad. So you can see now I have created the dog and give it directly a name. So that's, I can see now d1 dot introduce, and you can see here it will print ama booby. So the init function is a constructor method, runs automatically without any call. It's when it is called, it's called automatically. So as you can see in this function here, we have add d1 dot introduce, but for the init, it's called automatically when we create an object. And yeah, for this init function, it's set up, let's say, the initialization, the initial state of the object, and double underscore make it, let's see, a magic method. We will discuss this in the upcoming videos. And let's see now, move to the next one, which is multiple attributes and behaviors. So we have seen multiple attributes. It's like one. This is one attribute, right? And if I need multiple attributes, let me just copy this. Maybe we need it more. Now let's see. I have to have several attributes. So let's see, self dot age is equal age, but age is not needed. It's not here. Let's say I have name, then age, then I think this is enough. And of course, you can add whatever you want for the attributes. And here you can see I have add age and also name. So if you would like, let's see, to get the name, so you can create also, or maybe here, and um, then self dot age. So now, if you see, when I have added another attribute, and just I'm updating this function here, and I can see, yeah, I have to add how old is he? Let's see, 5 years. So you can see, hi, I'm a Bobby, and I'm 5. I'm not a Bobby. Okay, so this is how to add, let's see, methods or attributes. Now there's maybe I just forgot what should be included. Okay, I think I think we cover everything here. So now let's just move to the next one, which is default parameters. Let's see, default parameters. I can also use the dog as well. And for instance, what is the default parameter? Default parameters make constructor more flexible with the default values. Sometimes you would like to create an object, but you have no, let's see, attribute, specific attribute for this for the object. And let me just show you why. So for instance, let's say the default name is Booby. We have to see equal Booby, and the name is equal 2.5 years. Now, if you see, I just use this the old code, so I just use this creating object, right? And if I print, it should work. Now, if imagine I would like to create another object, which is d2 equal dog, and if I haven't add any of these attributes, the default values will be taken. So, and let's see, just d2 dot introduce. So let's just comment this out. And here I have created the dog without any parameters. Why it should work? Because I have a default here, a default values. The default value, if there is no parameters here, it will take the, the default one. And assume that I have defined, let's see, another object, d3 d3 is equal dog, and I would like only to change, I have only the name, so I have here to add name, or maybe before this, if I see here, what is the name? Let's see, Max. Sorry, Max. And here I have introduced d3, dot introduce. And now you can see here I have this object without any parameters. Let's see, without initialization. This will take the default one, and here I only change the name. And if I print day3, it will see max. And you can also change the see one hint. For instance, if I just say I would like to change the age, and I have type here 5. Do you think when I say introduce, what do you think it should be printed? This, because we haven't used the keyword, the 5 it will goes directly to the name. And let's just check this, and you can see here 5, and which is doesn't make any sense. So to change the age, you can't specify the word. So age, specify the argument name, and see, let's see 5, and you can now print. The name will be taken from the default one, and the age will be changed here, for instance, with using 5. And of course you can use this if you would like to use let's see 4. And I recommend you to use this max. Try to use these names when you initialize the object, so you know what is the you would initialized. And let's see here, you have created this. Let me just comment this out so we know what we are doing. Now you can see this, and if I initialize another object with a different order, let's see, this is the name. This I already covered in the functions, but let me just repeat it. So now if I create the object 5, I mean I can also use 4, but just to make it so now I mean the first parameter is name, and the second parameter is age. But when I initializing the object 5, I have to start with age 5. But this should work. Why? Because I have mentioned this word here, and I will get the same output as the previous one, as the object 4. And you can see here, this is the magic of Python. Okay, so the default parameters makes constructor flexible, as we said. And for instance, this one argument, it means when I have no default, I will just take this. When I have no parameters, I will just take in the default one. And here we have argument, I mean keyword argument, you can see here. And also, if maybe one hint, which is already discussed in the functions section, I have did it very comprehensive. So if I just remove this, and now you can see I have error. Why? Because the default, if you initialize the default, all the parameters, all the arguments after the default one has to be also a default. If you don't need this to have, you have to move the non-default parameters in the beginning. So for instance, you can see age and remove from here. This should work. So you can see the default, the argument without parameters is the first, and now we start with the default parameters. But this is just a hint. This is 5. Okay, so now let's see but sometimes you have let's see attributes, or let's see information that you would like to keep secret. What I mean by secret, for instance, you can see here I have defined the name and age. Do you know that I can access the name from here? So let's see d5 dot name. You can see it's max, it's printing max. Or maybe d3 object, no, d3 it's commented out. So let's see object 4, because it's also max. And now how to make this parameters, let's see, or let's see, attributes are private, or let's say protected, because sometimes we have sensitive information, right? And let's just give another example with, let's see, bank account. So let's create a class bank account, and maybe one hint or good practice: every class has to start with a capital letter here, as you can see. But in case you have two different words, you just create the first capital letter, and the second word is as the capital letter. As you can see, bank account, or maybe, may, why it's not working, comments? Okay, or maybe student degree, like this. So try to make it in this order here. And I have the defined the class and bank account, and let's see, define the initialization function, defined init function, we can see. And which information do we need in the for the bank? We need a name, and we might need the balance, and let's start the balance with 0. When you open I mean account, the default is 0. And now here I have, let's see, self dot name is equal name, and this has to be removed, and self dot, and now you can see balance has to be privately. I mean, no one can access, unless I just have and me, and also of course the bank, but not the employees. And let's see, you have to add this underscore, and balance is equal balance. So with this underscore here, we have make it, let's see, a private members. So it's not, let's see, what I can see, it's not accessible. It's accessible only inside this class. I will just show you in a moment. So this will lesson, it will be less somehow, this session it will be somehow a bit longer. Maybe it's already 30 minutes, but I would like to show you everything. Or maybe I can pause the record and write the functions and explain it. It would be better, I think. Okay, so now let's see. I have created this class, and the name, it was, this one can be accessed. Let's see. Anyone can access, and also this is the protected with only and one underscore, and the two underscores, it's, let's see, private member, which is hidden from the outside. But let's just be let's see, honest. So the private and protected, it's not like in a C++, which is restricted. So here you can even use have access to these members. But I will just show you what is the behind of this. So let's see, I have now, as I said, this is the balance, which is initially 0. I mean, of course, if you can, when you open an account in the beginning and you have money to put, so this initial account balance will be, otherwise it will be 0. This is logic. And here you get balance, it will return balance. And you can see that I can use also this or this private members in this inside the class itself. But as I said in the beginning, it's not restricted as a C++ or Java. Now here you can see I have a deposit, and I would like to add money to my account. And if the amount is plus, I mean greater than 0, I will add it to the balance. If not, I will return error. And also regarding taking money from a bank, you have to add how much you would like to take or withdraw, and also you need to enter the password, the PIN. And we need to compare the bin with the required the saved the already saved. I mean, this process is just simplify what is the inside the bank. Inside the bank, it's working with a many data complicated database, and it's hard to let's see to I mean to break. And also here is if the amount is greater than the balance. If you have balance 100 $100, and you would like to take 200, this will give you error. And if the amount is greater than zero, then we'll take just minus and return. Now let's just creating object. So object, I can say account account one is equal bank account, and let's see his name is Alex, and the balance, the first balance, let me just add balance, is 100. I mean, it's recommended just to use it's a good practice to use this name keyword argument. So now I have created this object here. So I can also print account account one dot name. I can print the name. I can get the balance. The Let's see here I have uh, let's make it here as a dollar sign. Let's see, if now this balance, and I can see account account one dot, what should I get here? I should call the function get balance, and of course I can use the balance. I will just show you in a moment. So you can see now if I see balance is $100. So if I just replace this with account dot, you can see balance. So I can still have access to this as well. So you can see balance 100, and let's see here balance with attribute attribute, and I can access the attribute itself here. And I mean, as I said in the beginning, it's not, let's see, restricted and securely, but this is the Python. And of course I can add, let's see, account one, account one dot deposit. You need to add some values. Let's see, 500. And if I just see here Kobe and see the value after deposit, it should be changed. So you can see it should be 600, and you can see it's 600. I have to remove the okay. And let's see, I have, what is the password is 123, right? And let's see if I need to create, I mean, account taking some money dot withdraw, and I have in my account, let's see, 600. So I need to have to withdraw 3, and the password, let's see here, you can, what's this, do I have a withdraw? Yeah. So withdraw, and let's say the password is, oh, and it will go here in this inside here, and it will check if the bin is right, then it will return wrong, and we can print it here, print wrong, and you can see wrong pin. And if we check now the balance, it will be still the same 600, right? But now if I see the password 123, I will take 300. It will subtract 300 from the current balance, and uh, print the latest, or let's see the rest. Why is that? Withdraw is 1 2 4 1 2 3 4, and you can see here withdraw 300 balance because it's printing as well here in the withdraw, and here the current balance is 300. Now let's just try to print the privacy. Let's see here, print. We need to print pen. I can see here pen is, I'm just trying to access this, and you can see it won't give you any let's see value. It's error. So but let's make it in a try catch. Try except, let's see, attribute error as a, and here we need to print if privacy protected, and you can also add a. So now let's try what is going on, and you can see here privacy protected account object has no attribute pin. But how to access this in a somehow in a different way? Let's see. I can also use this, but not directly, but I can just see dot bank account, I think dot wait a second, bank, no, I know, I think we can access this bank, what is the name of this bank account, dot bin. Okay, let me just check. I think I know it's can be accessed, but let me check. Yo, we can have this one here. Print account, then underscore, then the class name and the parameter. So we can have access to this. But as I said in the beginning, privacy is, there's no privacy, let's say, in Python. If you need a privacy restricted by privacy, you have to use C++. But this is just to give you an information about this. So okay, so the summary here, we have created a class, we have created object instances, methods, and what are the methods and what are the attributes, and we go also, we see how to create a constructor in it, and also privacy level, which is somehow there's no privacy, but this is the Python. And essential rules here, try to use always self in a definition in the function. So now if you see here, get balance, if I just remove this self. You can see I will not be able to use this, and also I will not be able to use this in using the object. You can see here this is wrong because this get balance, it's not belong to the same class. So that's why we have to take care of the self. Also use init function to initialize objects. So init function is, let's see, keep it in your mind as a default one. And the name of the classes has to be capitalized, start with capitals. And also methods can safely access privately. By the way, you can also add some, let's see, we have the div, and we can also privately, what we should add here, private method. Let's see, balance, check balance, check balance, self. And let me just, let me add here path, just to make it. So where's that balance is checking? Here, right? So it need to have, let's see, amount, amount, and also here we can see if balance. This should take this here and uh, paste it here. So you can see I have I have check balance. Now I need to use this inside this one here. So it was returned, let me just, okay. So now we have returned, and here we also need to check return, check balance. See, we have to add self as well, self dot balance. So this should also work. So if you would like to have a create a function. So let's see here. What is the error here? Balance missing. Okay, because in balance, wait a minute. I have amount and also with true it has, yeah, I have to add it here, amount. So now you can see it should work exactly the same as the, and let's try to have access. Let's see with this object. Let's see why here, account one dot check. Let's see 500. Let's see if we can have access. No, even the functions we can have no access. But if we have bank, bank account, okay, so it will give you our you can access it, but with this one here. But sometimes try to keep, I mean, usually as a hint in a, when I implemented the C++, every function in the beginning, when I writing the the class, every function has to be private. And when I have, I mean, when I'm implementing, and when I find, let's see, this function has to be accessed in a different class on a different, let's say, method, I can remove this privacy and add it as a public or protected. I think, yeah. Okay, that's it. And now I will see you are understand 100% the fundamental of Python classes. and now you can write your class fluently and without any doubt. But in the next, with the next videos, you will be more confident, and I'm quite sure you will be, let's see, professional. So if you like this video, please subscribe into my channel, like the video, and also if you have any question, try to drop it down in the comment below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.